Welcome back to the big What's Cooking, ladies and gentlemen, weekend edition, Labor Day weekend edition, America's food, wine, restaurant, travel, and entertainment show. I'm Michael Horn. We are in Santa Rosa at the Fountain Grove Inn and Conference Center, along with Larry Van Alst, host of the What's Cooking on Wine Sonoma Report. Thank you again, Larry, for allowing us to use your studios here at the Fountain Grove Inn and Conference Center and opening up some wine for us.
You need a glass of wine here. You know, I'm even happier now than I was when we started here.
I could tell.
Just had a taste of something that was spectacular, and I know you enjoyed that one too.
Paul Stearns at the CRN Broadcast Center, holding down the fort back in Hollywood, California, as we broadcast nationally. What is it that you tasted, Larry Van Alst? Would you describe for us? Our guest is Justin Wangler, the executive chef at Kendall Jackson Wine Estates.
I'll tell you, Justin's going to tell us, but what it was a little bruschetta, and they make the bread, they toast the bread,
Delicious.
They grow the tomatoes, they grow the purple basil that goes on top, and what else was with that, Justin?
A little romesco sauce, and the bread's actually pretty cool. My baker, Eric Frischkorn, he started a Chardonnay sourdough starter about 3 years ago. So he just took fresh grapes and out of the garden and made a sourdough starter. He's been feeding that for 3 years now, and then he used that to bake all our bread. So he doesn't actually put yeast in it, so the bread tastes a lot more moist, and it just gives it a really nice tang. So we toast that off with a little estate olive oil, top it with romesco sauce, and a little Cherokee purple tomato and purple basil.
Let me just say to you, Justin, this is I'll be throwing pizza at the big KJ Heirloom Tomato Festival. This is some of the finest bruschetta I have ever tasted. Thank you very much.
I appreciate that, sir.
You're welcome. That's good there. Glad you enjoyed that, sir. Thank you for sitting down. So, Justin, this next weekend coming up, the wonderful Heirloom Tomato Festival. Still some tickets. We can go to what website to get information?
KJ.com, 14th Annual Tomato Festival.
14 of these under your belt, huh?
Yeah. And I've been there, I think this will be my 9th. I went with Syrah for 2 years, and I've been at KJ for 7. So.
Wow. Okay, and so you'll be doing, so these little bites that we're having now, this is what's going to be featured there on the lawn, but you're saying every day if people come up to Sonoma County, they can go by Kendall Jackson, and for $25, you get taste of how many items?
You get 7 little sips of wine and 7 bites of food. A chef actually brings it out, presents it, talks to you about wine and food pairings. It's a lot of fun.
That is, you know, we always talk about the Sonoma immersion and all this stuff here, Larry Van Alst, in the area, from not only talking about grapes, but all the great foods, the vegetables, the fruits, the lamb, the things that come into this area. This is really, I think, one of the fine culinary points of America.
You know, I think on tomorrow's show, you're going to have David Bice with you, who does Redwood Hill Farm goat cheese. I think he's going to join you for the live broadcast on Saturday.
Hope he brings samples.
I'm sure he will.
He will.
They make some amazing cheeses. The California Croton is one of my favorites.
Now, we were joking with you before about 7 gazillion different wines, but literally, Kendall Jackson Wine Estates, there are a lot of wines and a lot of varietals. You have some very interesting Cabernets. You do Pinots. I mean, mention a few of these here. I mean, it's got to be a chef's paradise for you for pairing.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, Jess has every price point covered, and we have lots of different varietals. He has some of the best vineyards in California, and he's he's originally a farmer, and he really cares about the earth.
Is that really the background? Yeah, that's cool.
He wants the Kendall Jackson Wine Center to be a place where people can come learn about food and wine, walk around in the gardens, enjoy the scents, the smells, the sounds of a garden. You know, a lot of people have never seen asparagus pop out of the ground, you know, so it's just cool to take them out there with a glass of wine, walk around the garden, come back into the winery, sit down, and have a wine and food pairing. So.
I hope I don't kind of regret saying something like this, but kind of the Kendall Jackson Center is, I think, what maybe some of the people up at Napa Valley had hoped that the Copia Center was going to be.
Yeah, and it's a shame. Copia is just an amazing building, you know, beautiful place, but it just never really took off. But yeah, I think it's what they wanted.
Good point, Paul. It's good that we come there. Okay, now let's get the website down. If you want to find out about the Sonoma Wine Country Weekend, you need to go to SonomaWineCountryWeekend.com. Get your reservations down. Get here for next year. It's a great event to find out everything about the weekend. Larry Van Alst, thank you so much for allowing us to be here.
Always great to have you here.
Again, the website, Justin Wangler from Kendall Jackson is?
KJ.com.
Thanks to all of our guests. Thank you for joining us. Jack Roberts. Thanks to the lovely Claudia McMahon for producing the show. Sarah Cummings here from the Sonoma Wine Country Weekend. And I'm Michael Horn for Paul Stern saying eat well, everybody.